Over the past 20 years of teaching, many students have asked me, which Chopin etude should I play for competition? Which one is the most impressive? Which one will help me win? But I think that's the wrong starting point. The real question is, which etude fits my technique naturally? Want a signature etude that fits you perfectly? I will show you how today. Here are some tips to help you find the right one for you. Almost every etude can be grouped into 5 major technical parts: scale, and arpeggio, and then octaves, and then large leaps, and double notes. Once you find the easiest technique, you can choose the etude that suits you best. Scale-based etudes require careful attention to note grouping and phrasing. You have to understand how the notes are grouped. In number 2, you might waste time practicing each note like this. But the notes are mainly grouped in threes using fingers 3, 4, 5, or in 2 notes groups using fingers 3, 4, or 4, 5. To practice this grouping effectively, it's best to isolate the top voice and work on it separately. In number 4, the notes are grouped in either 1, 2, 3, 4 or 2, 3, 4, 5 finger groups. So practice these groups first. Number 12, the notes are grouped as a 1, 2, 4, 3 in the left hand. When practicing, you want to play fast passages accurately and effortlessly, maintaining an even balance between both hands throughout. To achieve this, developing thumb agility is essential. One way I improve thumb flexibility is by practicing with the tip of a pen. If this kind of rapid, linear motion feels natural and clean for you, you may be strong in scale-based technique. To play arpeggios effectively, it's important to move the arm freely while supporting the finger. Control dynamics through the natural line from elbow to wrist. Move the arm first, then let the fingers follow. A method I often have my students practice is either playing with the single finger while moving the arm, or keeping a closed fist and playing using only the arm. This way, you will really feel your arm moving. Go to Chopin number 1. When you play the arpeggio, you may overstretch your fingers and try to play everything at once. This often creates a lot of tension in the arm, making it hard to play. So practice like this to learn and feel the correct arm motion. In that case, you will notice a single phrasing line from here to there. Then group the notes and practice them with the fingers. Number 8 is a smaller arpeggio than number 1. So if you have a small hands, it's actually easier to play than number 1. Focus on each group, then move quickly to the next one. When you play Chopin Opus 25 number 12, there's a 3 notes arpeggios that repeats over and over. If you can play the repeating notes smoothly with the finger 1, 2, 5, 5, 2, 1, you will succeed in this etude. Rapid arm movement to play the repeating notes is essential for mastering it. Some students think octaves are about strength. They are not. They're about release. To play octaves effectively, the upper arm, elbow, and the line connecting to the wrist must move flexibly. The fingertips should be active, with the pinky and thumb moving freely to facilitate a smooth transition. To play large leaps or wide intervals above fourths, sometimes called the zigzag motion, it's crucial to understand the rotation technique. A very famous pianist once amazed the world with a video of him playing number 5 while rolling an orange with his hand. The idea behind this is simple but powerful. If you can imagine the orange as your wrist and move it back and forth while keeping it stable, you truly understand rotation technique. It shows that the motion comes from the rotate of a wrist and forearm, not just from the fingers. This is the essence of rotation, allowing your hand to move smoothly across the keyboard with minimum tension and maximum control. In some passages of Opus 10, number 4, there are large leaps. Of course, number 5 focuses entirely on rotation technique. When you play these etudes, there are both the small and large leaps. So it's helpful to grip the notes before each large leap or before crossing your thumb on the Also, Opus 25, number 11, contains large leaps and arpeggio. The most important thing is to identify which line is more prominent. Usually the top. Shape the phrase around that line and then practice the lower line separately. Always think horizontally rather than vertically. Train your ear and eyes to follow the melodic lines, usually giving more emphasis to the top line, just like a soprano and alto singing together. Here is a practical method. Choose 5 etudes, each from a different technical category. Play only the middle section of each because that's where the most challenging passages are. Now it's your turn. What's your signature etude? Drop it in the comments below.